Hello everyone, my name is Ben Scorpion and welcome back to the TWAB, this time covering some more details about the Guardian games. So, starting from the top, this will have some repeat details, some better details, and they open it up about showing the trailer, and they basically start with the following. Last year, there was a weighted difference for Titans and Warlocks due to a difference in population. For some reason, there is just more hunters around, which I do not understand. I really don't. As much as I enjoy all three classes pretty well, Hunter I definitely put the least amount of time into just for random sakes. But ignoring my personal bias, they basically told us that at the start, there will not be the same weighing to count for population, just in case Titans really show their grit and Titans still come out on top. Because then it won't matter, because then Titans will still win. But aside from that, they said it will not count at the start, but if somehow hunters are running away with it for the first 2 days or something like that, then they will adjust more accordingly. But speaking of points as well, they did reveal the point values for each medal, and for the 4 tiers, you have 1 point for bronze, 2 points for silver, 5 points for gold, and 15 for platinum. So, unfortunately, the trials sweats might be out in force just because of the fact that Platinum counts for trials, same thing for comp, so don't expect any comp to be exciting the next few weeks. But also, they also made sure that just to keep it sporting, the class that comes in third, the bronze class, will get a permanent 10% on scoring going forward. But that is third place each day after further reading. So I don't think that will be a crazy DJ. I might keep it sporting though. I also introduced a new strike playlist that is based on classes. So instead of just being match made based on skill or connection or however it was, now you'll be based with only the same matching classes. Because I forgot to mention it in my last video, but laurels are based on class as opposed to just generating them. So if you are a Titan needing Titan laurels, because there are some bounties or a contender card that require you to pick up laurels matching your class, if you are stuck with 2 hunters, you will only be able to benefit from your own. So they made a playlist that it basically just sticks you with all the class to make it a little bit easier to grind. And they also gave you some positive modifiers based on whatever standing you have. If your team is in first place with gold, you get health, shield, and recovery boost. You get kinetic damage boosted. For the silver tier, second place, you get melee abilities recharging faster. The elemental damage from guardian sources is increased with more heavy ammo. With the bronze team, you get grenade ability damage and recharge, and elemental damage from guardian sources being increased again. But there are negative modifiers based on your standing as well. If you are in the lead, you get a significant added to the modifier in addition to some other things. Now, it says bronze and silver on the thing, but I'm sure they meant silver and then gold, just because it is a little bit confusing. But, going from the top, Titans basically take more melee damage, or significantly more melee damage. Warlocks have grounded, they cannot be airborne, or else take more damage, or significantly more damage. And Hunters have no radar, and combatants do not flinch when they are damaged. But, actually, okay. Actually, reading this more. Okay, so bronze and silver do get that, but I also read the silver classes only get the modifier from the bronze class below them. Gold classes get a combination of both silver and bronze. So, okay, well, I'm not sure how that's actually going to play out. That might actually be more difficult. They also made mention that there is a medals case. You'll receive a medals case from Eva to store your hardware until you're ready to visit the podium and the tower to bank them for your team. Once you have the maximum medals for a certain type in your case, make sure you go turn in any more earned for that type, otherwise they will be lost. So if you hit a max, do not just go for it. Actually turn them in, otherwise you'll miss out. And they will also include a event package from turning in those. And they mentioned they also rewrote bounties. It'll be contender cards. I'm not exactly sure how they will be shaped up, but contender cards will be available. You can pick them up in exchange for laurels, and they will have objectives and strikes, crucible, and gambit, and gold medals. And there is also, they mentioned before, like I said, there's a platinum contender for Nightfall, Survival, and Trials. And you complete a platinum card, and you will earn a all-star status with a special award at podium ceremonies. Interesting enough. So there is some stuff going around there for the higher ends. And they also mentioned to make sure to turn in platinum cards before daily reset on Friday if you want to lock in all-star status for weekend. They also mentioned the podium ceremony, that every weekend there will be a special ceremony where you can show off a glow from your class item depending on the standing. Third place gets bronze, second place gets silver, first place gets gold, and the people who have achieved all-star status get platinum. So that is that. And with rewards, they basically mentioned, covered again, that you'll pick up your new Guardian Games class items from Zavala at the start. They show off the armors, and they basically mentioned all the new Eververse stuff with Sparrows, Heir Apparent. They did mention about experimenting with new shaders. They give a little screenshot of that. I'm just kind of blowing through these because these are all the usual stuff. New ghost shaders, Sparrow ships, and while they do look nice, there was also the Bungie rewards thing. I covered that in my last video. A jacket that can be customized based on the patch, based on the Guardian that you so choose. And there's also metal pins. They did save for the victor, but I hope that everyone can earn them per the usual. And they also mentioned Bungie rewards have free emblem commemorating the games that if you wish to earn, you can, as well as various other. You can redeem a new medal for the Thrill of Chase emblem as you complete Master of All Triumphs. I assume. Okay, yeah, that's actually looking at it as the emblem for completing all challenges of the week. Now, going back about a month ago, there was a poll or a survey regarding the Festival of Lost Armor and what theme it will be, movie monsters versus dinos. They let the community decide. Basically, they're doing the same thing, and they're starting to go to weapons. So they gave us 12 weapons that they've identified for candidates for consideration, and you can pick 3 that you'd like to see ornaments created in the future. They don't say how soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but the 12 candidates are Crimson, Fighting Lion, Graviton Lance, Lay Monarch, Merciless, Risk Runner, Skyburners, Sunshot, Sweet Business, Telesto, Trinity Ghoul, and Vigilance Wing. Personally, I'd like to finally at least see a Lay Monarch one, but there's honestly, while there are some nice ones in there, that has a lot of weapons that do not really fit in the sandbox. Crimson right now does, but Aggressives are being nerfed. Telesto is always annoying, and yeah, those are a lot of weapons that just kind of odd. They don't really fit into the permanent sandbox. They're very seasonal based, but they also give you a link to where to click on it. And of course, they did mention that the shaders are changing. So, if basically, with the shaders, the system will be a consumable instead of, well, no, actually not consumable. Let me say this. You don't have a number on your shader. If you unlock the shader, you can place it on anything. So before, I'll have to double check the date further down. I saw shader shredding and I started talking about this. So basically, if you reduce all of your shader inventory to 1, you will still be fine. You'll still keep all these shaders to use, and you'll get a bunch of glimmer and shards out of it if you have somehow been a little bit broke. Now, with the Proving Grounds Nightfall, they clarified that Beyond Light and the Season Pass will be required to play the Nightfall version of Proving Grounds. We have since made a change to these requirements, and accessing the Proving Grounds Nightfall now require either Beyond Light or the Season Chosen Pass. Players no longer need both to access the Nightfall, and they are updating the Season of the Chosen calendar to reflect that. Now, there are some known issues that I shall cover that they... Basically, some issues that I'm not sure they're issues or stuff they just wanted to clarify so people pay attention. Basically, players must wear the Guardian Games class items to generate laurels and any progression in the Guardian Game bounties. In previous Guardian Games class items, the Cunning Rivalry Croak, the Mighty Rivalry Croak, Mark, and the Sage Rivalry Bond will not generate laurels or progress any bounties. So get the new one if you want to work on it. Class items are acquired from Zavala at 1250 instead of 1300, which now can be acquired. Okay, I think I know. You pick them up from Zavala at 1250, but you can also pick them up 1300 from Eva. Laurels do not drop on the ground in Gambit or Crucible, but they are instead rewarded directly at the end of the match. And also, unrecovered laurels do not go to the Postmaster, so be sure to pick them up. And same thing I mentioned before, the medals case is full. Medals earned through claiming triumphs will be lost. Now, of course, going forward, the laurel acquisition step of the Heir Apparent Exotic Quest only counts laurels picked up off the ground, so you cannot do it in Gambit or Crucible if you wish to progress that. Players will not be able to deposit medals if they are... Let me actually just start over that one. Players will not be able to deposit medals if they were acquired in the tower after players already deposited medals of the same rarity. Players can return to orbit and return back to the tower to deposit those medals. Certain shaders may erroneously remove the glow from the Eververse, the Warlock set from the Universal Ornament set in Eververse. So that is basically a bunch of the Guardian Games known issues. There is more things covering SDR as they're covering basically report issues. There is the actual mention of the dismantling shaders, and the known issues that are not revolving around Guardian Games. The Pit of Heresy's solo flawless emblem, Crimson Echoes, is not tracking completions properly. Players can fall beneath a grate in the Proving Ground Strike and become trapped. Oh no. And the Assassin's Cowl Exotic Hunter helmet clips through the majority of Hunter cloaks. Yeah, I can't believe they just noticed that. But that is most of the important details. They cover more art per the usual, and the final send-off from Cosmo is thus. Guardians, we want a good, clean competition. Remember, while it's fun to poke fun at other classes and enjoy partaking in friendly rivalry, at the end of the day, we're all on the same team. Let's keep it cordial and not be poor sports, win or lose. So to my fellow hunters, let's be very humble when we win the gold this year. Yeah, not so fast, Cosmo. Because you said it yourself, the population has the advantage at the start. Hunters won day one, we won the rest of the days. So aside from that is everything about the TWAB. I know it's been a little bit lazy. I didn't include a lot of the text. I actually barely included any of the text. I'm just going to be lazy about this one. But if you just wish to listen along, there you go. That is everything related to the TWAB that was more so important and need to know details. And my name is Mad Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.